Before he became a symbol of animal cruelty, Michael Vick was one of the most electrifying players in American football. As quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, he was the highest paid player in the league, and he pulled in tens of millions of dollars in endorsements. But it all came to an abrupt end 2 years ago when police raided a farm Vick owned in Virginia and uncovered an illegal dogfighting operation. He eventually pled guilty to bankrolling the enterprise and participating in every aspect of it, including killing dogs that refused to fight. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison and eventually declared bankruptcy. Last month, he was released and conditionally reinstated into the NFL. Tonight, in his first interview since going to prison, Michael Vick explains what he did, why he did it, and how he says he's changed.
The first day I walked into prison and they slammed that door, I knew, the magnitude of the decisions that I make. That wasn't my life. That wasn't the way that things were supposed to be. And all because of the so-called culture that I thought was right. And I thought it was cool, and I thought it was, it was fun and it was exciting at the time.
We're talking about something that's occurring in every part of the country, rural and urban, white, black, Latino. It is an industry.
What's the attraction?
People enjoy watching these animals compete and fight. They get excited by the bloodletting. They gamble on the outcomes. The fights may last 10 minutes, they may last 3 hours. Dogs die from shock, they die from blood loss. They suffer if they survive the process to maybe fight again.
Very few people knew what was happening in his life off the field. Known for traveling with a large entourage of friends from Virginia, going on wild spending sprees, not focusing on football. You know what your reputation was like when you were playing?
Yeah.
What was it?
I was lazy, last guy in the building, first guy out. I know that. I hear everything that people say. And that hurt me when I heard that, but I knew it was true.
It was true?
It was true.
I think everyone looked at it that way. A tremendous athlete, tremendous talent, very, very gifted guy who relies on his natural ability. He was exciting and probably didn't scratch the surface of his potential. And he and I talked about that for a long time in Leavenworth. He talked about not working out, not training, not studying, kind of taking things for granted, the gifts that the Lord had given him, just really living on that and not working at it.
And the operation, Michael, that you pleaded guilty to bankrolling, to being a part of, engaged in barbarous treatment of the animals, beating them, shooting them, electrocuting them, drowning them.
And, I should have took the initiative to stop it all, and I didn't. And I feel so bad about that now, and I know, that I didn't step up. I wasn't a leader. I encourage you to love that animal dearly and with all your heart.
It's a message Vick says he never heard when he was a kid in Newport News, Virginia, where he was first exposed to dogfighting when he was 8 years old.
I was introduced very young, so I didn't think it was wrong because I seen the older guys, condoning it and doing it.
You shared with me the story about even the police riding through the neighborhood and seeing what was happening. Explain that situation.
When they got out the car and seen that, it was two dogs fighting, they got back in the car and they left. So that right there kind of made me feel like, okay, this is not as bad as it may seem. We didn't think it was bad at the time, and that kind of put a stamp on it.
Tony Dungy was talking with us about hangers-on and young guys who reached the level of success that you had, and how it becomes tough breaking away from guys who've been with you for a long time. Help people understand that dynamic. What was tough about it when you were the one who was providing for everyone?
Well, we all grew up together from preschool. We all walked to school holding each other's hands. We had genuine love for each other. And we all grew up in the same neighborhood and struggled together. So I guess that's where the sense of loyalty came from. Feeling a sense of entitlement. And, I didn't want to let them guys down. I wanted them to be in a position where I was in financially. I knew they couldn't play football, so, you know, from a business perspective, I want those guys to prosper and be happy and be able to take care of their kids and their families, because I was around their families all the time. So I gave them my opportunity, and it hurt me in the long run.
What's your relationship with him now?
There is none.
If we just punish Mike indefinitely and don't pivot to this problem in the communities where kids are victimizing these dogs and then going down a dead-end street themselves because there are no heroic dog fighters, we will not be doing our job. And I felt we needed to get involved and we needed to do some creative things to reach these kids. So that's why we have our community-based programs, and I'm really hopeful that Mike sticks with this and really reaches these kids, because he can turn some of them around. I really do believe that. Michael is somebody who needs to continue to demonstrate a commitment to this issue. I told him that we were not interested if this was going to be a flash-in-the-pan involvement. And if Mike disappoints us, the public's going to see that. So it's not going to reflect badly on me or the humane side, it's going to reflect badly on him.
In any way, for those who may say it showed a lack of moral character because you didn't stop it, you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Was there an adrenaline rush? Was it the sense of competition? What was it that gripped you about what you were engaged in with the dog fighting?
Regardless of what it was.
Do you know what it was?
Don't even matter.
Do you know what it was?
I know why. You know, I know why. And regardless of what it was, and why I was driven, you know, by what was going on, you know, whether it was because of the competition or, you know, whatever it may have been, it was wrong.
Were any of those reasons, though? The competition, the adrenaline?
Yeah. I could have put a stop to it. I could have walked away from it.
But you
I could have
didn't.
shut the whole operation down.
But you didn't.
But
and
I
why
didn't.
not? What was keeping you going?
Not being able to say or tell, you know, certain people around me that, look, we can't do this anymore. I'm concerned about my career. I'm concerned about my family.
So for the cynics who would say, you know what, I don't know, Michael Vick might be more concerned about the fact that his career was hurt than dogs were hurt.
I mean, football don't even matter. You know, that's
Losing a $135 million contract doesn't matter?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Why
I
not?
deserve to lose that because of what I was doing.
You deserve to lose it.
Yeah, I deserve to lose it. I deserve to lose the $130 million. Why would a guy who's making $130 million and, you know, on the flip side, you know, killing dogs or doing the wrong things, why would he don't deserve it?